Well, g'day and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I've returned to the beautiful Winton wetlands. I'm here because I want to try out a few things. I actually want to use my 500mm prime with 1.4 converter. I'm going to use the R6 on this, so I'm going to have 700mm. To compare that, I'm actually going to use my 100 to 500 RF, and I'm going to use this on the R5. So I'm going to use the R5 in crop mode so we can see what the field of view looks like on the upcoming R7. We'll see how that compares. I'm also going to put an extender on this lens and just take some shots side by side and share them with you so you can get a feel for how do these zoom lenses work compared to the primes. All right, so I just need to attach a foot on the bottom of this because I'm actually going to be using iFootage little tripod, and I'm going to put this on top of here, so I need a quick release plate just to whack on here. All right, so this quick release plate just goes on the bottom here. All right, and now it's just got a quick release on here, so I can just pop it in there, and that is now on there. So that's how we're going to shoot, sort of like that on the ground. I just need to put the camera on. So we've got the R5 RF 100 to 500 is ready to go. So, you know, these big primes are pretty heavy. This is just over 3 kilos. It's obviously a lot bigger than the zoom lens. I'm going to be using my trusty gimbal on my ground pod, which I've shown numerous times. The link in the description for this setup. All right, so I'll just put that on there. The little wetland is just over here. There's some ducks in there. We should get some nice shots. So we'll just head over there now. So a bit of a size difference between the two kits. All right, so I'm here. I'm getting down nice and low. I'm going to get as close to the water as I can. Okay, so I've made my way down to the water's edge. We've got really good conditions today because there's not a lot of wind, so it's quite clear. We should get some nice reflections. The sun's coming from over my shoulder, so I'm in a really good spot. Oh, there's actually some ducks coming towards me. I'm just going to have to photograph these. So with my exposure, because we've got so much light, I'm going to go at ISO 800. And I'll probably shoot at 7.1. That's wide open on this lens. Oh, I might go to f8 maybe, and we'll see what sort of shutter speed we can get. Oh. So I'm at 800th of a second, 7.1 ISO 800. I've got two hoary-headed grebes here coming towards me. So I've just put myself in crop mode like an R7. So we've currently got 800mm effective focal length. The flycatcher on this stump here. Oh. The restless flycatcher landed on the log over there, which is pretty cool. We got a shot of it, so I wasn't expecting that this morning, so that's a bonus. It's a wood duck making that funny noise. Wow. So we've just had a sulphur crested cockatoo and a white-faced heron come into land. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. We've got some action happening now. There's the spoonbill. There's the Heron. So now I'm just laying here. I just need to wait and hope that that spoonbill makes its way down here. Okay, the spoonbill's definitely getting closer now. Because the spoonbill is so close to the side of the bank, we can't get any separation, and I'm not a big fan of how in focus those reeds are. It just doesn't look as good to me. Oh, there's kangaroos. How incredible is this? Did you see those two kangaroos? You know, that's what it's all about, just laying here and just observing nature and just seeing what turns up. I'm just waiting, and we've had kangaroos, we've got a spoonbill, we've got some grebes. It's just awesome. So the spoonbill's on this side of the lake, and it's kind of working its way down the middle. This might make for a much better shot, because if we can get it away from the sides of the bank, we're going to get much nicer shots. So fingers crossed. Oh, the spoonbill's just feeding. Some beautiful light, gorgeous. Oh, this is amazing. This is exactly what we want. Okay, well that was great. We had the spoonbill coming towards us. We got some nice shots. Awesome. Just had a white-faced heron land on a log on the other side of the lake, and it's actually stationary, so it's good to use both cameras to see what they look like, see what the difference in focal length is, like 800 field of view versus 700. How different are they? Oh, beautiful. So the exciting thing about the upcoming R7 is if you use it on the 100 to 500, you're going to have 160 to 800 millimeters focal length in one lens, which is kind of incredible, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I can sort of see today, just using the R5 and crop mode, how versatile it is. The big prime, you just struggle when the birds come too close, or if you want a wider field of view. The zoom just has that massive advantage. Yes, the IQ and how the image looks in the prime is much better, but the versatility of the zoom is just, you just can't beat it. It's hard to deny. There's a cockatoo. There's a cockatoo on this post here. Oh, I've got a cockatoo on this. Did you see that? We're at the Cockatoo's land. That was pretty cool. So I'm just going to put the 1.4 converter on. Alright, so I've now got the 1.4 converter, which gives us 700mm focal length. And I've just put the monitor on so I can show you what we're looking at. This is a good demonstration of when you really need the light. So we've got quite thick clouds and the sun's gone behind the clouds. So you can see here on this grebe how the water just doesn't look as good. It's a bit too white, it's a bit too highlighty. I just wouldn't bother taking photos in these conditions because you're just going to struggle to get a shot. Yeah, you can see just how awful that is. So in theory, if you were to use an R7 with a 100 to 500 and a 1.4 converter, I'm pretty sure that's 1120mm effective focal length, which is quite a lot because we're at 500mm times 1.6 is 800, then 800 times 1.4 is 1120. So that's quite a lot of focal length and very, very versatile, that's for sure. Oh, we have got a white-faced heron coming straight at us. I'm not sure why this white-faced heron's come so close to us. Just trying to lift the camera to get a nicer background. Again, that's just, you know, like my last video, it's either on or it's not. That white-faced heron came really close, almost too close. I've actually had to go out of crop mode to give us a bit more focal length. As I met, with 300mm times 420mm was the shortest I can go with the 1.4 converter on. And you saw where I was getting a bit of sky in the background, so I've lifted the camera so that we can change our point of view so I didn't have as much sky. And I'm hopeful that those shots turned out not too bad. So that was pretty cool. The sun's quickly just come out behind the clouds, so sometimes just being patient and waiting can have its rewards. Okay, so this Pacific black duck, we can see we're at 700mm, and now if I put in the 1.6 crop mode, you can see just how much bigger that bird now is. So that's what the R7 will look like, and that's what a R6 or R5 looks like. Quite a difference. I think what that heron showed was just the power of the zoom. Like, I could have a headshot, I got that nice headshot, and then I was able to zoom out and get a full body shot. So I could get two different compositions in the one lens. There's no way I could do that with my prime lens. I would have had a headshot and a headshot only. So it just goes to show how versatile and flexible that zoom lens is. All right, so I was just walking through this grass here and I saw a little brown job pop up into the long grasses. So I had the zoom camera and I've focused on it and I've taken a few shots. Now, it wasn't perfect. You know, I usually try and get these isolated birds, but I actually quite like how the grass sort of tells you where the bird is, even with that little bit of grass over the bird. Overall, I was pretty happy with how that shot turned out. Let me know in the comments if you like that sort of more habitat style shot, or do you prefer the bird on the perch out on its own. So that was a good little highlight just on my way back to the truck. Well, the light's pretty much gone now. As you can see, there's clouds everywhere, so I'm probably going to pack up and head back to the truck. So we'll do that now. All right, so that brings my session to an end. I had a lot of fun trying out the 100 to 500 with the R5 and obviously the 500mm lens with the R6. And we took lots of photos today and you would have seen them. I suspect that the prime has much better quality, like the IQ would be better and the backgrounds just go out of focus a lot better. However, the zoom just offers you so much versatility. You can get different types of shots. That white-faced heron showed that you could have a headshot, a body shot, you can have nice wide habitat shots, you can get up close, adding the extender and then using the crop mode. It gives you a lot of focal length, you know, and I'm really excited about the R7. The R7 on this lens should be almost all you need, and it's so light you'll be able to just go around and photograph birds. So, you know, I am really excited about what's coming. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite shot from today. Would you have preferred the zoom or would you have preferred the prime? And again, it's interesting to see how well the R6 did perform on this big prime lens, but those extra megapixels of the R5 allowed us to go into crop mode and still have 17 odd megapixels. So hopefully it helps you decide whether you need a prime or stick with your zoom, but overall a wonderful session. So if you enjoyed this morning's video, obviously give it that thumbs up. Lets YouTube know that others might want to watch it. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And if you're not aware, there's a new feature called Super Thanks under the video. If you wanted to make a small donation and add a comment, you can just hit that little, I think it's a heart, you hit that Super Thanks, you make a little donation, and it supports me. And also thanks to the members who pay a small monthly fee to help me continue making this content. I really do appreciate that, and everybody who's signed up. So thank you very much. Until the next video, take care, happy birding, and see you later. Bigger than the zoom lens, and I'm going to be using my trusty gimbal on, bang my head.